the Honorable the Minister of Human Settlements. Order, members. Honorable Minister, please continue.
Madam Chairperson of the NCOP, Mr. President, Mr. Deputy President, honorable members of the NCOP and of the National Assembly. Once again, we're treated to doomsday prophets in this opposition here that we have. It is almost like there's a formula that they've laid out that the president should follow, and if he deviates that, he deviates that at his own peril. He should have said something about this, he should have said something about that, he didn't say enough about this, he should have done this, or he should have done that. He should have referred to the NDP, he should have done that. What they forget is that we, the ANC, came here on the mandate of 62% of the people of this country. When the president speaks, he speaks on behalf of 62% of the voters, and that indicates what the policies of this government will be going forward. That's what he came to say here. If there was anything that the opposition would have wanted to add, they had always been given an opportunity to do so. But their vacuousness is echoing in the halls of this assembly today. All emptiness signifying nothing. Lest we forget, here is where we come from. The DA argued that they will become the government of Gauteng. They have failed. There is Mmusi Maimane, the premier-elect of Gauteng, sitting there.
Point of order.
Playing Honorable Mmusi Maimane from Soweto, sitting there. His dreams are out in... Shut up.
Point of order. Point of order.
What is the point of order, sir?
Madam Chairperson, I ask you to rule whether it's parliamentary for the Honourable Minister to tell another member to shut up.
I've withdrawn. They promised that they will marginally improve the national standing to 30%. It was the
Honourable Minister, you were asked to withdraw and you said you withdrew.
I withdrew before.
Are you satisfied, sir? Thank you. Please continue. Please continue.
He is
Minister.
sitting here playing second fiddle in some province where previously there sat somebody else who's now been sent to exile. Now that Madam has found another hired native in the form of Honorable Maimane, who shall forever be grateful to the ANC that led the struggle that today a black man is a much sought after commodity.
Please hold your horses.
Madam Speaker, I rise on Rule of Order 14P of the Joint Rules, and I would say to you to rule whether a hired native is deemed as offensive and unbecoming language in this House.
Chairperson,
I will be advised on that. I will rule.
I am a native of this country and very proud of it.
Sir, I have said I will be advised on this and I will rule.
Thank you.
Yes, I don't know, ma'am, and please stop back-chatting the chair. Please continue, Minister.
He will forever be grateful for the ANC for having fought the struggle that today a black man is such sought-after commodity and handpicked to do the bidding of somebody else. Soon, he too will disappear.
Point of order, Madam Speaker. Madam Chair.
On a point of order, sir.
It's unparliamentary and un-African to call a black person a commodity. If the ANC thinks that black people are commodity, it's a shame, and I call on the Speaker to withdraw.
Chairperson, I stick to that. That is what the DA was doing, looking for a black commodity to run their elections. They found one. Chairperson, I'd like to proceed.
Proceed. I will rule on whether an honorable member can be called a commodity or not tomorrow. Please proceed, Minister. Minister, proceed. Come down, members.
Honorable Maimane, I waited for your speech in anticipation. Sadly, we've heard that speech given here before, and there's absolutely nothing new in it. Except the only thing I learned from that speech is that you come from Soweto, a revolutionary place, and I wonder how you come from that place and turned out like this. Honorable Chair, I took a vow, I'm packing up my bags and going to Ngobo. I cannot be associated with this. We heard the speech from exiled Lindiwe with a few...
Order, members. Order, members.
I
Continue,
belong
ma'am.
there. I'll go when I choose. There were only a few tweaks here and there. And we sit here and you tell us about a DA government. Where the DA governs, there is more misery for black people. Where the DA governs, there is the clearest, starkest inequality between the races. Where the DA governs, in winter, is the darkest period for black people, who invariably are knee-deep in floods, drenched and frozen in their shacks. Tomorrow, you should go to Philippi, you should go to Luandle and see the conditions of those people. See the living conditions of our people where the DA governs. Ask them how long they have been on the waiting list of the DA government for housing. What hypocrisy.
Is it a point of order, sir?
Yes, would the minister take a question about Sanral throwing people out in winter?
Minister, do you want to take a question? She has declined, sir. She has declined. Please take your seat. Proceed, Minister.
Thank you. What hypocrisy that you say that some of the money we have spent could have been spent better in a number of other issues. Maybe, maybe not. But what you forget is that in this province, governed by the DA, 30 billion was spent on consultants, no doubt cronies of the DA government. In this province, there is a scam readily available day in and day out. Right now, we sit with a scam that has been, with the complicity of the media, covered up, where millions are spent by the city of Cape Town in a scam called Design Capital. And what has happened here, members, is that the judges were paid to judge in favor of the city of Cape Town. A big scam. Maybe Honorable Maimane can explain to taxpayers in Cape Town and elsewhere why the DA bought this title, how much they paid for it, and how much it's still costing
Point of order.
and what could have done, what we could have done with that money in the few
Honourable
years
Minister,
coming.
there is a point of order.
Madam Chairperson, I rise on Rule 14J, and I would submit that the Minister has made a reflection on judges and the honour of judges by saying that they would accept money to alter a judgment, and I would rule that that's unparliamentary.
Can we address you on the point of order? Chairperson.
Honorable Masuta.
Yes, may I address you on that point of order? There has been no reference to a specific judge, and therefore I do not know in what context this point of order has been raised.
Honorable members, come down. The minister refers to a scam and people being paid off.
Yeah.
I will look at the record. I did not hear the word judges. I will come back. I will
Point
come
of
back
order.
and rule once I have. I will come back and rule on this matter.
Point of order. Chairperson. Point of order.
Point of order.
Over here.
Yes,
Chairperson.
Honorable Cronin.
The reference was to judges, a panel of international judges awarding an international a design capital for the particular year. It was not referring to the judiciary in South Africa at all. So the particular clause that he quotes is not relevant at all to this matter.
That is okay. I will still look at the record and come back to the House. Can we proceed, please?
I would like the honorable member to explain to this House how much was paid to the judges of this particular design capital endeavor, how much of that money would have been used elsewhere, and how this is defined outside the context of corruption and wasteful expenditure in the city of Cape Town. In a province where over the last 5 years, housing production has dropped by 30%. What a shame. Honorable Malema, welcome to this House, where manners is a very important part of our conduct, where your tongue...
Order.
Where your tongue is governed by the rules of Parliament, my dear. It will be a tough place for you, but we welcome you here. But the reason why you do not remember what the President's speech was about is because it clearly flew far above your head and your ability to grasp what he was saying. But hang in there. In a few years, you will remember what the President said. You will comprehend what the President said. Secondly, you make an allegation about the Marikana incident, and you accuse this government of improper action in that matter. While the EFF, in the meantime, has one of its members sitting as a representative of the miners in this particular tragedy. Yes, perhaps it might be better for us to understand how radical it will be for him to take the money that is paid by the state and give it back to the miners, as he says on this commission. Honorable Buthelezi, my respect for you prohibits me from responding to you. But you know that you've crossed the line. You've said what you said many times, and you do it all the time. For my sake, personally, please stop embarrassing me, and please stop embarrassing yourself. I love you too much for that. The President has a plan. He laid out the elements of the plan. The details of the plan are the responsibility of each minister in the coming budget debates. So if there's not enough cows out there or whatever it is that you're complaining about, Honorable Zogwana will fill in the gaps and tell you about cow disease and what he's doing with it. If there's anything else that you would like to know, attend the budget votes. When the President laid out his plan that the ruling party and government have been seized with for the last 2 weeks, while some of you were tanning in the sun, all of you here look very sun-tanned, and some of you in red overalls there were probably working on Malema's farm, we were very busy. We were very busy. The depth and the detail...
Order, point of order. Ndate Shibambo.
Look, we don't agree with this honorable thing, but the person who's speaking now said we're working in Malema's farm. So she must consistently say honorable, because we're forced, all of us, to say honorable here. So the honorable member who's speaking must consistently and reliably refer to the Commander-in-Chief of the EFF as Honorable Malema, please.
I'm sure the Honorable Minister has heard the Honorable Member
yes,
reminding us all to be honorable in the House.
Yes. and also an affirmation that the honorable members were on Honorable Malema's farm. While we were on the farm, we were very busy. The depth and detail of the plan would certainly have been above the average intellectual capacity we have left. That is your problem. We are moving South Africa forward. Watch as we embark on radical changes now that we have consolidated the power of the state that we set up in the first administration in the last 5 years, of ensuring that our economy is on solid ground. What seems to be missing in our analysis coming out of this election is the fact that despite all this whining and whinging and all of this scaremongering that has been going on for years, we got 62% of the election in a democratic state that is a landslide victory by any measurement. A landslide victory by any measurement, 40% above the second highest vote catcher. Our people have shown their confidence in us once again. We worked very hard for it, and we're grateful that our people have faith in us and that it is solid. So solid that Mampela Rampela was reduced from a much sought after damsel to a damsel in distress, rejected even by her own party. Now out in the wilderness. Cope, so decimated, leaving poor Terra, once puffed up, Honorable Ligota, shriveled, absolutely shriveled. And Honorable Holomisa, running, begging the miners in Marikana, hey, do you remember me?
We are for much in Pendul. I'm Pendul, therefore.
May I continue, Chairperson?
Honorable Holomisa, whatever it is that you are whispering is unparliamentary because it can't be heard. Please proceed, Minister.
Hey, do you remember me? I'm that dictator who freed you from Matanzima. Please vote for me. Well, my dearest brother, it paid off. That's why we have you here. And I was very pleased to listen to what you're saying because you brought sense back with you. Thank you for coming back. The opposition's general election strategy was based on innuendo, malignant attacks, rumor mongering, and outright slander against the People's Organization and its president. The same malignant innuendo that is repeated here by Honorable Maimane and Honorable Malema. Our people have matured over time, and their answer to these nefarious designs was that together with the ANC, we'll move South Africa forward. Our people's hopes are not misplaced in us. Our people's vital wishes and deep desires sit at the heart of the ANC's long tradition of resistance. Our people know that year in and year out we have built roads, opened new clinics, built new hospitals, and while new schools are opened in the Eastern Cape, one every week. And the President indicated here that by August 2014, there will be proper furniture in those schools, procured through proper procurement processes. Eat your heart out, Malema. Our people know that year after year we give them houses. Our people know that we connect new houses to electricity. Our people know that we support families of vulnerable people through a basket of social assistance that this government's grant system has created to take them out of poverty, that we've rolled out antiretrovirals, and the list goes on. We dedicated a great deal of time before this election telling the good story of what this government has done. And as the President has indicated yesterday, we spent a great deal of time on the ground listening to the people to find out what has been achieved and what has not been achieved. And what he heard was, Mr. President, please deal with the economy so that we can secure jobs for our youth, so that we can prosper. Mr. President, please deal with local government and its shortcomings. And that's exactly what he has done. Programs have been put in place. These are not just empirical, but based on practical experience of matters at the core of our second phase of transformation of our democracy to fulfill a better life for our people. No, I haven't. As we sit here, Mr. President, the people of Lwandle are drowning in water, shivering, shunned by this province. The Minister of Transport, the Deputy Minister, and myself had to come here and rescue them from the plight that they were in. Until we got here, nobody cared because they're black. What's more, they were even shunned by communities that we tried to place them to, based on the deeply entrenched racial divide in this province. Honorable Maimane, the President has indicated that he will intervene and help with the billing system of the city of Johannesburg. We will also intervene and help the Western Cape with its housing delivery and sanitation, so that we take our people out of running around with buckets of unseemly matters to throw them at the airport. We will do that to make sure that they're not reduced to that. We will intervene to help the province eradicate the apartheid spatial planning, because quite clearly they are struggling with that. Please convey this message to the province on our behalf, Honorable Maimane. Amongst the very good announcements that were made by the President, which unfortunately seems to have passed by over the heads of most people, was the fact that the President has indicated that we are intervening in mining towns to revitalize them, to make sure that we do not have a condition like Marikana ever again, that our people who work in the mines are housed in decent conditions, and that their dignity is restored. Honorable Maimane, join us in this quest to create a better country for all our people. The President dealt in detail with the problems of service delivery at local government level, that layer of government closest to our people, where inexperience, lack of skills, political interference, and corrupt practice were identified in our analysis. If we hope to improve the economy, we knew we had to build the necessary capacity in the state to do so. We had the MFPA, but that was not enough. The NDP pointed it out to us, and we energetically set about to provide the framework that in the Public Administration Bill is very clearly spelled out, where it is possible now to take skills and make sure we can transfer them to where they are needed most, largely in local government, where we will have uniform standards set throughout all three spheres of government in line with the Constitution. And importantly, we banned all public servants from doing business with the state to help reduce the incidence of corruption. I must add at this point, Mr. President, that I was heartened to read the comments of Mr. Kas Kovadia, the Chief Executive Officer of Business Unity South Africa, BUSA, to your speech when he said, and I quote, "The concentration on energy was very important, and the focus on local government was also very positive. There is certainly room for the private sector and government to work on that, because the private sector has the capacity it can second to bring to bear on the capacity of local government," unquote. Let all South Africans with a conscience come forward and rally behind our effort. That is what we can do. This is what we're asking you. What can you do to help? What can you do for this country? We have the skills. We have the skills in abundance. When that happens across all sectors of our society, when people come forward to say, I can help, this is what I can do for my country, when we have achieved a national identity and a national consciousness that demands us to give willingly, so that we together as all South Africans can move South Africa forward, because after all, South Africa belongs to all of us who live with it, then we will have arrived at the place we fought for so long. I thank you.